have reached Red Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Age of the Primes, Heatwave. Transformers, Age of the Primes, Heatwave. But before I get into the actual review, I want to go over some of the spectacular details on this packaging. Up front here, Tim will showing you about the figure, novels, accessories inside. In the top corner here it says, more than meets the eye. Below that you have the Autobot symbol. In the middle here it says it takes 29 steps to transform him. And on the bottom here you have an 8+, which is the age requirement for this figure. Here inside the packaging you have two beautiful illustrations of Heatwave, both in his robot mode and in his fire truck mode. Across the bottom here says Transformers, Age of the Prime. In the corner here it says Rescue Bot Heatwave. In the other corner here you have the Hasbro emblem. Then on top of the packaging here again you have Rescue Bot Heatwave. In this corner this time you have the Takara Tommy logo. Then inside the packaging here you have this beautiful illustration of Heatwave, and below that you have Transformers, Age of the Prime. And on the very bottom here it says Rescue Bot Heatwave. On the other side of the packaging here, on the very top it says, till all are one. In the middle here, a beautiful illustration of some of the primes, and below that you have Transformers, Age of the Primes. And on the very bottom here, it says it is a Voyager class figure. Then back in the packaging here, in the top corner here, it says Rescue Bot Heatwave. In the middle here, you have all the figure's features, such as Heatwave in his robot mode, Heatwave in his fire truck mode, and over here it says it takes 29 steps to get there. Then over here you have the More Than Meets the Eye authentic logo. In the very bottom corner here, you have the Hasbro emblem. Transformers, Age of the Primes, Voyager class, Rescue Bot Heatwave. Heatwave was released June 2025 with the suggested retail price of $34.99, and is available at all major retailers. Heatwave was released along with the other Transformers, Age of the Primes, Voyager class Wave 2 figure, Skybite. Heatwave is a Rescue Bot inspired figure that converts to his fire truck mode in 29 steps. His accessories include his Energon Axe, Heat Blaster, ladder, and instructions. Heatwave stands 7 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 8 and up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and convert Heatwave from his robot mode all the way to his fire truck mode. But the first thing you always want to do before you transform any of your Transformers, you want to remove all their weapons and accessories. I'm gonna take his Heat Blaster here and his Energon Axe and put these off to the side. So I'm gonna go and turn him around. He's got this ladder accessory right here. That ladder, unpeg it and put that off to the side also. So the first step of the transformation, on his backpack here, it's a little red panel here. Top of that panel you have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to that panel, you want to flip it up just like that. So step number 2, you have Heatwave shoulder pieces right there and right there. You want these shoulder pieces and untab them from the chest just like that. Do that to the side to that shoulder panel and go ahead and untab it from the chest just like that. So step number 3, with this chest piece right here, you have a hinge joint right there and right there. Going through this chest piece, you want to flip it all the way up just like that. So step number 4, you have Heatwave's head right here. Below his head you have his panel. You have a hinge joint in the back here. You want to do this panel and bring it down just like that. So step number 5, at the front of Heatwave's chest here, you have another red panel right here. You have a hinge joint right there. You want to do this red panel and flip it down just like that. So step number 6, we'll turn Heatwave around. You have another hinge joint right there. You want to take this piece and flip it back just like that. And step number 7, you want to turn Heatwave around. On his back here, you have this panel right there and right there. You have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take that panel, you want to bring it down just like that, and just like that. So step number 8, you want to go and turn Heatwave all the way around. You have these arm pieces. You want to swing these arm pieces up just like that, and just like that. So step number 9, in between the shoulder pieces here, you have a tab and porthole right there and right there. You want to bring these two shoulder pieces in together just like that. You want to push them together and tab them right into place just like that. Step number 10. You want to take Heatwave You have his arms right there and right there. You have his elbow right there and right there. You want to take his arm and bend it right at the elbow, just like that. Do that to your side of his arm piece and bend it right at the elbow, just like that. So step number 11, you want to take these arm pieces and swing them up into the chest, just like that. Do that to your side of his arm piece and swing it right up into the chest, just like that. So step number 12, you want to take this front cab piece right here, and you want to bring it all the way down and tap it right into place, just like that. This is step number 13. You have this little red piece right here. You have a hinge joint right there. You want to take this red piece, you want to go and flip it all the way up, just like that. This is step number 14. You have another hinge joint right here. You want to go ahead and bring everything down, just like that. Step number 15. You want to Heatwave now. You have this red panel right there. Inside of that red panel, you have another red panel right down here. With that little red panel, you want to flip it into the back, just like that. The step number 16. With this whole back end, you have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take this whole back end and slowly bring it up, just like that. So step number 17. You want to take this leg now and get this thigh. You want to bring this thigh in, bend it at the knee. Get a hinge joint right there. You want to bring it slightly out, just like that. Do that to the side of this leg piece. Bring the thigh in, bend it at the knee, and bring the leg out, just like that. So step number 18, on the back of the legs here, you have a gray panel right there and right there. On the inside, you have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to open it up just like that. Go and do that to the side, that gray panel, open it up just like that. So step number 19, on the inside of that leg piece, you have another gray panel right there and right there. You want to take this piece and you want to bring it up just like that. Go and do that to the side to bring this piece and bring it all the way up. You got to dig it out a little bit, just like that. So step number 20, you want to take this gray piece now. You want to rotate it all the way around. It reveals a little fuel tank on the inside right there. Do that to the side, take this leg piece and rotate it all the way around, and it reveals a fuel tank. So step number 21, you want to go and take this piece and you want to bring it all the way down just like that. Do that to the side of the fuel tank and bring it all the way down just like that. So step number 22, those two gray panels that you opened up earlier on, we're going to just close them up just like that and just like that. Step number 23, on the back of Heatwave, on the back assembly, that red piece right here, you have a couple tabs right there and right there. On the back of this cab, you have a couple portholes. With this red piece, you want to tab it right into the cab just like that. Step number 24, you have these leg pieces. You want to bring these leg pieces down. You want to bring them together and tab them into place just like that. Because step number 25, you have a tab right there on the fuel tank. You want to go ahead and take that fuel tank. You want to tab it right into the back of the cab just like that. Do that to the other side, take this cab, and you're going to plug that in just like that. Step number 26. You want to go and grab Heatwave's ladder right here. Top of the ladder, you have a couple notches right there and right there. On the back of Heatwave, on the back of the thigh, you have a tab right there and right there. You want to take this ladder, you want to go ahead and tab it right into place just like that. So step number 27. On the back of Heatwave here, you have his feet right there and right there. You take his heel right here. You want to flip it right into the foot just like that. Do that to the other side of that heel and flip it right into the foot just like that. So step number 28, you want to take the foot right here. You got a hinge joint at the very top here. You want to flip that foot into the ladder just like that. Do that to the other side of that foot and flip it right into the ladder just like that. This is the 29th and final step. You have this red panel right here. You got a hinge joint right there. You want to take that red panel. Want to bring it down, tab it right into place just like that. And now you have Heatwave in this full fire truck mode. Now they have Heatwave in this fire truck mode and on my display table. So we'll go over some of his plate features and accessories. First, I talk about his heat blaster. And according to the instructors, we're going to store this heat blaster on Heatwave while he's in his fire truck mode. To do that, was on the bottom of the blaster right here. You have a little tab. Back of this ladder here, you have a little porthole right there. You want to take that blaster and plug it right in the ladder, just like that. And now you have Heatwave with this blaster stored while he's in his vehicle mode. Next accessory I'm going to bring in is his Energon Axe. And you do the same thing, store this Energon Axe on Heatwave while he's in his vehicle mode. You do that was on the back of the Energon Axe here, you have a couple tabs right there and right there. But you want to use the tab that's closest to the handle right there. You want to take Heatwave all the way around. On the other side of his ladder, you have another porthole right there. You want to take that tab with the Energon Axe facing forward and plug it right into the other side of the ladder just like that. And now you have Heatwave with both of his weapons stored while he's in his fire truck mode. But personally, I'm not a big fan of storing my weapons on my Transformers while they're in their alt mode. And alt mode is anything that's not the robot mode. So this is a vehicle mode, an animal mode, in this case a fire truck mode. So I'm going to take the Energon Axe here, the Heat Blaster, and I'm going to put these both off to the side. So I'm going to go and talk about Heatwave, and Heatwave has a great alt mode, and he's actually a severely retooled version of Legacy Bulkhead, which you kind of see in the cab right here. And the nice thing about Bulkhead was he had that kibble in the back that kind of covered up a lot of this going on in the back here. You kind of see like the leg here and the forearm here, but nonetheless it's a great figure, and I'm not really well versed on the Rescue Bot toy line, so I'm not sure how closely this resembles Heatwave from that toy line. I know from the times I've seen him on toy shelves, it does look like Heatwave because he does have the chest piece, and more so his robot mode than his vehicle mode, because I'm not really well versed in his fire truck mode, but he's a great figure. The one setback I always have with a lot of these Transformer Generations toys is the wheels here. The wheels are molded out of a hard plastic here, so if you roll across any abrasive surfaces, you risk causing some damage to the wheel. And the bottom or the undercarriage of the fire truck does hang very low to the ground. So if you do decide to play with this outside, or if kids get their hands on this, you roll any surfaces, you also risk causing some damage to the bottom of the figure too. But my feel is with these Generations toy lines, it's not really a child's toy line, it's more of a collector's toy line, but it is bringing back and retooling a lot of the older figures and bringing them to more modern terms. So I would say, like, I wouldn't recommend getting this figure for a small child, and the price point's a little high on this for a child's toy. I mean, the Taco toy line, the Rescue Bots toy line is more affordable, and I would say, if, you know, and the figures are still on toy shelves, I'd recommend more getting your kids that version of this figure than the Generations or the Age of the Primes version of this figure, because this is more for collectors, and it's a nicely done figure. As you can see, the cab right here, the window is molded out of the translucent plastic, and I love how the transformation incorporated the forearms to go inside the cab, simulate some sort of seating right there. It's very, very nicely done. Lots of great paint deco too. You got the silver metallic paint for the grille right here. You got the headlights right here. You shine to certain angles of the light. You can see that the grille has that dull metallic luster here. You got that fuel tank molding detail right there. You got this back bed detail that's very nice. Unfortunately, the ladder does not extend. It's just a piece that you kind of peg into place, but that's cool nonetheless. I mean, like I said, it's not really meant for kids, so it's not going to be a fully functioning fire truck, but nonetheless, it's a great figure. I'm going to rotate around so you can see what it looks like from all angles. I would say that, you know, Transformers toy line is not really leaving out any toy lines, which I really, really dig. And having part of the Rescue Bot toy line incorporated into the Transformers Generations toy line, it's pretty cool, and it's giving those toys a more Generations vibe to it, so us collectors can really get into it. Now that Heatwave in this robot mode, and on my display table, so I'm going to go over some of his play features and accessories. First, I talk about his ladder. And according to the instructors, way to store this ladder on Heatwave while he's in his robot mode. You do that was on the middle ladder right here. You have a little red piece right here. With that red piece, you want to flip it up just like that, and it reveals a little peg. Turn Heatwave all the way around on his backpack here. You have this red panel. Middle of that red panel, you have a porthole. You want to take that ladder, you want to plug that peg right in that porthole just like that. And now you have Heatwave with his ladder stored while he's in his robot mode. The next accessory I want to bring in is his Heat Blaster. And also, according to the instructors, we're going to arm Heatwave with this blaster while he's in his robot mode. You do that was on the bottom of the blaster right here. You have a peg. Each one of his fists is a 5mm porthole. You take that peg and just plug it right in one of his fists just like that. And now you have Heatwave armed with his Heat Blaster. The last accessory I want to bring in is his Energon Axe. And the same thing, bottom of the Energon Axe, the handle here is actually a 5mm peg. Each one of his fists has a 5mm porthole. Take the Energon Axe and you plug it right into his fist just like that. And now you have Heatwave armed with both his Energon Axe and his Heat Blaster. But also, according to your instructors, we're going to store these weapons on Heatwave while he's in his robot mode. And you do that because you turn Heatwave all the way around. On this ladder, like earlier on, you have those two slotted portholes right there and right there. We're going to go ahead and take the blaster first. And with that little tab right there, you want to plug it right into the ladder, just like that. We're going to go take the Energon Axe, and the same thing. You take that little tab right there at the top of that blade right there, or at the back of the blade. You want to go and plug that right, oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't fit. It's the one with the handle that fits. You plug it into place just like that, and now you have Heatwave with both his Energon Axe and his Heat Blaster stored while he's in his robot mode. But I'm not a big fan of storing my weapons on my Transformers while they're in a robot mode, because why store them when you can arm them? And they look much more menacing on your display shelves with the weapons fully armed and ready for battle. So I'm going to take this Heat Blaster, put it back into his fist, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing with the Energon Axe and put that right back into his fist, just like that. Because I want to go ahead and talk about Heatwave. Heatwave is a great figure. He has lots of points of articulation. I mean, the wrist rotates. You get the elbow bend. You get the shoulder that goes up and down. I mean, and it goes up and down just like that from the side. You gotta be careful because the joint right here is very tight, and you do risk pulling out the shoulder joint. But you go up and down. The head's on a ball socket joint that goes all the way around. You got hip, up and down, side to side. You got the knee. You got a little bit of ankle tilt right there. So there's lots of points of articulation. You did a great job with this figure. And he resembles, from what I can recall, when I saw Heatwave on toy shelves, this is Heatwave. But he did a very good job in robot mode. But like I said, I feel like the Generations toy line, they kind of go backwards. They go from the robot mode and they engineer vehicle mode from that, which, I mean, the vehicle mode did kind of suffer a little bit, but still slightly resembled a fire truck in vehicle mode. Nonetheless, he's a great figure. Lots of great paint deco. I love the fact that they did the chest piece right here with a translucent blue plastic, so you kind of see inside the chest. You got great paint detail, and it's very consistent. You got the gray and red color scheme that kind of goes through. You got the yellow here that kind of pops on the red. And even with the head right here, you get some light piping right here. So you do have the eyes right here. If you shine a light into the eye, which I don't really have on hand, it does kind of give it that glowing eye look to it. But it's a great figure nonetheless. If you found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel, and while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.